Hey everyone, this is smpratte with another binder video featuring the first edition jungle set. This binder will include all of the 1999 first edition jungle cards as well as the notable air cards. You probably noticed right away the Fable lacks not only the first edition symbol but also the jungle symbol, so you will see every single no symbol and or notable air card in here as well. So starting with the first card in the set, that is Fable. There's a holographic and non-holographic version. This was unique to the English release. In Japan, they only had the holographic. And back in the day, I didn't really appreciate the non-holo, but as time goes forward, as time moves on, I really do like the non-holo difference here. You can really appreciate the background. It gives it a different impression. So you can see right there, next to the no symbol Fable with the holographic and the non-holo, just gives you a little different vibe. Another challenge to collect. So moving into Electrode. Electrode has multiple air cards. You have the no symbol air, and then one of the most obvious air cards in any set or any release is this non-holo version. Even for people who aren't that experienced or versed in the hobby, I think you can notice the difference. There might be a difference on the one on the right compared to the one on the left. So the one on the right has the base set artwork, and for some reason this is on all of the non-holo first edition releases, where this is what it should be, lacking the holo pattern, but nonetheless, they put the base set Electrode on there. Definitely one of the you could be Helen Keller and you're still going to notice the difference there between those two cards. So moving to Flareon, this is one of the most iconic cards in the set, not just because of its artwork, not just because it captures what jungle's all about, but also because it's the rookie card for Flareon. As most people know in Pokemon, any evolution card, any card that evolves from Eevee here in the corner, is going to typically be a little bit more popular than your average species. It's similar to something like Pikachu, Charizard, Mewtwo, etc. So this was the first Flareon card release. Just fantastic artwork. I mean, it's just an iconic card. I think most people, when they think of the evolution cards from the Kanto series, this is what they think of right away. This Flareon, you can see here's the no symbol, first edition non-holo, and then first edition holo. Also, this is a great example of what the jungle set is all about. If I zoom in here on the bottom, you can see the illustrator is Himeno, and she is one of the most prominent illustrators in the hobby. And I would say this is Himeno's like breakout set. This is really where you really see a lot of Himeno, where in contrast to the first edition base set on this poster here, you can see the difference with these cards is mostly Sugimori and Arita, different style, pretty much hand-drawn with a minimal background, where in Jungle you're going to see a lot more of a colorful presentation, which we'll really get into when we get to the non-holo uncommon and common. So moving along into Jolteon, this is definitely another iconic artwork. In fact, this always makes me think of Gem Mint Pokemon. I know this is Zach's favorite card out there, and he chose pretty well, I would say, decently well choice here. This is, again, an evolution card, very iconic, the rookie card for Jolteon. I think it was actually decently playable as well back in the day. So this is yet another iconic card from the set, one of the more popular cards. And then Kangaskhan is one of those difficult to grade cards. For a while, Kangaskhan was breaching that $1,000 price point for the first edition PSA 10 Holo, because it was one of those difficult cards to grade, and it still is. For some reason, the colorless cards in this set are a little more difficult. There's always that one in every set, and I believe Kangaskhan is a great example of the jungle difficult card. Moving on to Mr. Mime, this middle one right here is a funny story about this. I had this exact card, not the standard one. I had the air version without the jungle symbol, and I always thought it was a part of base set because it lacked that jungle symbol. That's what base set lacks. There's no symbol. And also because it's the only psychic Pokemon in jungle, I always thought this was part of base set. Just a little background there. So that's what I always think of when I think of Mr. Mime. Makes more sense in base, but there it is nonetheless. It's in jungle. And then moving along into Nidoqueen, definitely a classic Sugimori. I really like the non-holo here. Shows up pretty well on the camera. This is for sure just quintessential Sugimori art right there. And then Pidgeot finishes off the Pidgey and Pidgeotto evolutions from base sets. I remember back in the 90s, it was a big deal waiting for Pidgeot to come out, or pretty much anything that didn't fully evolve. I think Haunter to Gengar, any of those from base set. So this was one of those. Again, another Himeno piece right there. And then moving into Pinsir, definitely not a playable card for back in the day. Low health, 4 energy, probably not going to have a good time. So moving on to Scyther, I always associate Scyther and Pinsir as like cousins for some reason. Another just classic jungle card. I mean, it doesn't get any more jungle than friggin' Scyther and Pinsir. For those who aren't real big into Pokemon, the jungle concept is pretty much anything you would find in the Safari Zone or a jungle. So that's supposed to be the idea here. Snorlax, the first Snorlax. I should mention as well, I know I said it for evolutions, but You're going to see a lot of the rookie card appearances here for most of the Pokemon. You know, I think Electrode had a release in base set, but excluding that and a few others, most of these species, this is the first time they appeared. So this is going to be the Snorlax rookie card. Same for Scyther, and then same, obviously, for the evolutions. This is the last of the evolutions with Vaporeon. You got the first edition there. You got the no symbol air. And then the night. Look at the contrast there between the non-holo and the holo. Really appreciate that bubble background. And again, another Himeno. Himeno did all three. And in my opinion, they're just perfect. You know, it's difficult to tell because I'm biased because of nostalgia, but I mean, they're just exactly what you want to see for a rookie representation. Then moving into Venomoth, definitely a Pokemon you would see in the Safari Zone and one you'd probably ignore. So there is Venomoth. Again, really cool background. I like the camera's really picking up these non-holos pretty well. So just giving you a little comparison there between the two. And then moving into Victreebel, another staple jungle card. And then Vileplume is, I would say this is one of those that's probably a little bit above something, let's say like Venomoth or, you know, another species. Because I think Vileplume is one of those that you, not only is popular, but you think, okay, this is a jungle card for sure. So there you go. That's the Vileplume. And then last but not least, for the holographic cards, we have Wigglytuff. Good comparison there again to the holo and non-holo. And then moving into the common and uncommons, the common and uncommons for me really represent what jungle's all about. You know, back in the day, pretty much most people, all they think of the first 16. They think of just holographic. But I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. I genuinely think the non-holos in the jungle set capture what jungle is all about. And Butterfree is a great example of that. Just look at this art. I mean, this is just quality art. And again, Himeno, breakthrough set right here for Himeno. Look at the colors. There's going to be a lot of magenta, a lot of purple, a lot of orange going on in this jungle theme. Great job, great set continuity. And also when we're talking about Butterfree, you'll notice, try to get this out of the shadow a little bit. You'll notice the first edition symbol here. That's the correct first edition symbol. That's what it should be. And this one on the right is the D edition Butterfree. This is the air version, and in my opinion, the only legitimate ink blot out there. I know everyone and their cousin has an ink blot air that they want to tell me about, and they just need to stop trying to make it happen. But this is the most legitimate, in my opinion, because it alters the card in a significant way. It makes the one look like a lowercase d, therefore it's dubbed the D edition. Also, more importantly, the actual air version is rarer than the non-air version. So not only is it a significant misprint to alter something, but also it is rare. I actually pulled this one from a booster box myself back in the day, and from my polls alone, and anecdotally and in general, it's going to be more difficult to pull than the standard. Then moving along, we have Dotrio, and then getting into Executor. Here's another great example of what jungle's all about. I mean, just look at this art. This is what the jungle set is all about. This is a very iconic card. Again, this is going to be something that's not going to break the bank. It's an uncommon card, even if you want the first edition, even if you want to get PSA 10, not going to break the bank, but it delivers exactly what that Himeno jungle vibe is all about. So then we got Fearow, we got Gloom, good old 90s CGI. I like how they kept the CGI going for Vileplume, Gloom, and Oddish. And Lickitung, definitely another favorite, I would say, or something that comes to mind for jungle. That was a Rita artwork right there. Marowak, Nidorina, Sugimori. I like how they kept the same illustrator for the evolution line. We got Parasect, Persian right there. Look at this. This is jungle. You're going to hear this probably like 5 more times. You see the pink, you see the purple, you see the nice, just vibrant colors of huge. Let me show you base set again. Big contrast from base set. You know, base set is like, we got Poliwhirl here with a background, and then you got Persian, very warm colors. You know, it's got a more in-depth background. This is what jungle is delivering. Seeking, another one. Just quality. Himeno delivered on this 10 out of 10. So moving into Tauros. Tauros is this one was in the Generations re-release. This and Slowpoke. Then moving into Weepinbell again. All of these. Just classic jungle artwork. Again, Eevee. Look at this jungle. Look at this. This is what it's all about. And these aren't even expensive cards. It's just quality art. And here's the most iconic Cubone for sure. This is definitely the most iconic Cubone for any Cubone collector. Look at that sad face. One of the saddest Pokemon, one of the most endearing Pokemon. Moving along to Manky. And then Meowth. We have Meowth's first appearance in here. Looking a little bit derpy. Not going to lie. Looking a little bit derpy there, Meowth. And then Pikachu. This Pikachu actually is what I think most people thought of in the 90s. This was like the WB 1999 Pikachu. You know, base set is the most iconic for sure, but I think this is pretty much the classic perception of Pikachu from back in the day right here. So, and then finishing off with Spearow and Venonat. And then last but not least, this set featured only one trainer card, and that was the Pokeball. It had 64 cards in total. But there you go. That is the full jungle set. And I should mention I have one more card here that didn't fit into the binder. This was the Air Black Star Pikachu. It featured the first edition stamp, and it was always rumored to be distributed through a jungle booster box. I know on Bulbapedia or whatever, the general consensus is 1 out of 10 boxes. That's always just an estimate. But nonetheless, this is the more significantly difficult copy to find. The one with the unlimited symbol is very, very common. The one with the first edition symbol is extremely uncommon. And as you can tell, I had Fossil backing to the back of this, so I didn't want to mess up the flow here with this nice 9 binder setup. It ended nice and even, so I didn't put it in the binder. But we will get to Fossil next, and then I'm going to show you we have Rocket, we have some Black Stars to get into. But nonetheless, that was the jungle set, and hopefully you had some art appreciation there. Hopefully you learned a little something. And as usual, guys, let me know your thoughts. Until next time.